Hey everybody, welcome back to the MacWhisperer Academy. I'm Dylan Stewart, the MacWhisperer. And if you've ever wondered what the heck a right click is, or how to do it on a trackpad, or why it is my single greatest productivity tip of them all, then this lesson is just for you. Let's hop on in and get started. In the 20 years that I've been a professional computer consultant, I've been asked the same question again and again and again. If I could only teach one thing, just one lesson with the biggest possible impact, what would that one thing be? Well, without a second thought, I know that it's teaching people how to properly use the right click on their mouse or trackpad. You see, back in the beginning of technology, Apple gave us the modern mouse. And then Windows upgraded it into a mouse with two buttons. And ever since then, Apple has supported and even created two-button mice, but in true Apple form, Apple makes their mouse look like it only has one button. And they deactivate the right click as a default, fearing that the average Apple user just isn't smart enough to understand what to do with the right click. The two-button mouse is a game changer, and learning how to properly use the right click, sometimes called the control click, even on a trackpad, will save you more time than any other lesson I could ever teach you. So the first question to answer is, what is a right click? The way I describe it is, imagine that there was a magic button on your computer, like a magic genie that knew what program you were using and what you were most likely to do in that program. That genie exists. And you don't have to rub some magic lamp to get him to show up either. All you have to do is click on the right side of your mouse. Before we get too deep into understanding how to use the right click, let's make sure it's turned on properly for you. Let's hop over to the computer and open up System Preferences. If you've got a mouse, let's go check out the mouse preferences. There's two tabs at the top. Let's make sure you're on the point and click tab, and let's make sure that secondary click is checked on. Now, all you have to do is click on the right side of your mouse to activate it. If you have a trackpad, let's step out of the mouse controls by clicking right here and go into the trackpad controls right down here. This can be for the trackpad of your laptop or even for an external Bluetooth trackpad like Apple's Magic Trackpad. From here, all you have to do is make sure that the secondary click is turned on. And there's a couple of different options. Click in the bottom right corner, click in the bottom left corner, or click with two fingers. The best setting for your trackpad is to set it to be activated when you click down with two fingers. That allows you to use the entire surface of your trackpad rather than just one corner of it, but you use two fingers to click down to activate it. Now that we've got it properly turned on, let me teach you how to properly right click. In order to do that, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to press and hold my mouse on the menu bar up at the top, like this. Notice that the menu stays open, but when I let go of the mouse button, the menu disappears. Now, instead, I'm going to simply click on the menu bar, not click and hold, but just click. Watch what happens. I click, and then the menu stays open for as long as I let it. This is a much easier way to open your menu bar, and the same concept works with the right click. A lot of people will press the right click button down and keep holding it down, not realizing that that makes it more difficult to navigate. Get in the habit of just doing a right click, not a right click and hold. See, it's a hands-free maneuver. And that way, when you activate your contextual menu, you can leisurely explore it. Now, let's figure out why we should be right-clicking. You see, in every program that you use, there are a handful of actions that you take every day. These are things that you generally do by coming up to the menu bar. Like in Microsoft Word, you might go to the menu bar to do a spell check under the Tools menu. But if a word is misspelled and you point at it with your mouse and right-click like this, it'll immediately give you options or suggestions for properly spelling the word with a single click. So I can easily go word by word, right click on the misspelled ones, and just immediately fix them right from here, just like that. You can even use the right click in Microsoft Word to cut, copy, and paste. So if I wanted to select this entire paragraph and cut it, I don't have to come up to the edit menu up here. I don't have to use the key codes. I can just select it like this and right click and cut it right there. So that's a couple of the things that you can do in Microsoft Word. But now let's hop over to Safari. In Safari, most people search by doing a Google search and then clicking on the first thing that pops up. Let's try it. So you do your search and now you click on the next button and you wait. And then you've got to go back to where you were before. So you click the back arrow and wait. And then you go down to the next one and click it and wait. And then you go back to the up arrow and click it and wait. But there's a much easier way to do it by using the right click. First, we do the search just like we did before. But now, instead of normally clicking on each link, I'm going to right click on each link. And one of the options that pops up is Open Link in New Tab. So I can open this link in a new tab and then move to the next one and the next one and go one by one down all of the possible links. And if you notice, each site that I open in tabs becomes a new tab up at the top of my Safari tabbed toolbar. And I can come at a leisurely pace and go from one site to the next, to the next, to the next, without getting lost. Anytime I want to, I can come back to the original tab and go right back into my search. It's one of my favorite things to do with the right click. But there are other things that you can do with Safari by using the right click. For example, if I do a search for a particular image and I find an image that I like, I can right click it, and right from here, I can download it, I can save it, I can even immediately use this image as my desktop picture. It's pretty cool, right? But that's just the beginning. You see, literally everywhere you go on your computer, the right click does something different. And it's always the functions you are most likely to use. For example, on the desktop, one of the most common things we do is create folders. Rather than going up to the File menu to do it, I can simply right-click and create a new folder right here, just like that. In fact, one of my favorite things to do on the desktop with right-click is to select a group of items simultaneously and then right-click on them. And you see this option at the top, New Folder with Selection? I click that and immediately puts all of those items into a folder so that I can title it and be done with that process of organizing my desktop. And one of the other things that comes up all the time on the desktop is throwing things into the trash. So I can select all of these items right here and right click and immediately move them directly to the trash just like that. I can even right click right on my desktop to change my desktop background, and it takes me right into the system preference panel where I can easily choose another picture simply and quickly. So whether it's throwing things into the trash or creating folders or even changing your desktop background, there's all sorts of things the right click does in the Finder. But if you use Dropbox, you have an additional group of settings you can use with the right click. Here, for example, I'm in my Dropbox file, and when I right click on any folder, I get an option to either save that file locally on my computer or send it right up to the cloud just with a right click. If I'm in email, I've got all sorts of other options. I can simply right-click to reply, to forward, to mark as unread or mark as junk, or even delete, right with a simple right-click. In the Photos app, I can use it to easily organize a bunch of pictures and add them to a specific album. Or I can use them to delete pictures or share them. So the truth is that even if this video was 20 hours long, I couldn't really show you everything that the right click could do. But I'm not trying to. What I'm trying to do is inspire you to understand how valuable the right click is, how to get to it, and just some of the things that it can do. You see, once I teach someone about the right click, it's extremely important that they practice it, that they play with it, that they go to different apps and go, what's under the right click here? What's under the right click there? What does it do in iTunes? What does it do over here? You see, if they don't experiment with the right click, they'll never find its true functionality, because the value that it holds for me is different from the value that it might hold for you. It has to do with what you use the most, what programs you go into the most, what things you're reaching into the menu item for all the time. So that's the magic button, the genie in the mouse, the right click, the control click, whatever you want to call it. That is my most valuable lesson of all. How to instantly and effortlessly get the majority of your frequent actions accomplished by barely moving a single finger or two fingers on a trackpad. What's your favorite way to use the right click? What apps do you use it on all the time? Drop it in the comments section down below so that we can see everybody's great ideas of how to really make the most out of this amazing tool. And if you got amazing value from this video, give me a thumbs up so that other people can find it easily. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, now's a great time to do it. There's a ton of new videos coming up, and I would hate for you to miss any of them. I'm Dylan Stewart. They call me the MacWhisperer. And it's my passion and profession to help you get more done in less time and with less effort than you ever thought possible. And with that being said, I'll see you at the next lesson.